Both broke out too.
Dang. We broke out the worst.
And one.
Broke out the lead?
Yep. Right lane ran a 2.349. Broke out with a 0.17.
Oh.
Left lane ran a 1.998. Broke out with a 0.82.
It's not on the GNSS though, so it won't count on Facebook.
Bullshit.
That's what I said. Bullshit.
Bullshit. GNSS ain't right. It's a 1/10 off.
So in this no prep drag thing, sometimes we learn by listening to each other. I listen to your advice, you listen to mine. I buy something, you buy something, we try it out, we compare notes, yada yada. One thing I have never tried though is running my Proline Reaction tires with foam. I've bought 10, 12 sets of them over the past year and a half. Every single bag, I have just taken the foams out and thrown them in the trash. That is until I listened to Frank Ulbrich a couple weeks ago on the TSR podcast. Coming up next on the channel. What's up guys, it's Chad. Welcome back to the Dorky and 40 RC channel. Rained yesterday. Unfortunately, that is probably going to be the last day of our season. Any drag going on from here on out is going to be just me on my own out playing and testing, which I still want to do because now that we are at the end of the season, I have a car that ran faster than 2 seconds, 1.998. Check it out.
We both broke out too.
Dang. We broke out the worst.
And one.
Broke out the lead?
Yep. Right lane ran a 2.349. Broke out with a 0.17.
Oh.
Left lane ran a 1.998. Broke out with a 0.82.
Just wanted to thank you guys for all of the support again, everything that you've done. One other thing, I am going to start a side YouTube channel. It's called Easy Astro Images. I'll put a link to it below. You know, I do astrophotography in my spare time at night. We can't race cars all the time. So if you guys are interested in following me and give me a couple subs or a couple likes to kind of help get me going, I would greatly appreciate it. For sure. Maybe you'll have some fun. As far as content for this channel, don't worry. We've got a lot of stuff to do. Went out buggy racing for the first time and man, it was a blast. Your boy put down 11 laps each heat while everybody else was putting down like 19 to 20. I put down like 20.6 second laps while they're running like 14 and 15s, but it's all good. That buggy racing is fun. It's like a dream come true, and it's like starting this all over again because it's super fun and I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I ran pretty much low 2.0s, a high 2.15 all throughout the race. Won the fastest pass twice. And all I really did was make two changes to the car. One I just spoke about, the Proline tires, which we're going to talk about. The other one was with my Sanwa radio. I actually increased my ramp time. Instead of being kind of on the more cautious side, I went a little bit more aggressive. And because of these tires, the car held it. And guess what? I went faster. We're going to talk about the car and logs and stuff in another video, but I want to go over the whole tire situation and all that stuff here first. So here they are sitting just like they left the track the other day. And these are your regular Proline Reaction tires, the version 3, I guess, that have the ribs kind of in the insides here for the sidewalls. And they come with the gray foams. And yeah, I went back to these and I prepped the tires the same way that I normally would do, broke them in with some sanding and with some Beetlejuice. Frank says he pretty much does the same thing. Put those inside of a Ziploc bag for about 2 or 3 days. Let that stuff soak in and really penetrate the tires. Took the sandpaper to it again with, you know, the wheel on the drill bit and everything like that. I think Frank said that he doesn't even do that. He just went out to the track and just kind of got him going and that's it. And maybe that's just a pavement difference, but I did try to run these tires to race before and I couldn't get them to bark or hook up or anything like that. They needed sand down a little bit more and a little bit more break-in treatment.
No, I get that.
So if you want to try something like this, I definitely recommend that you give them a really good sanding a couple times in between, maybe a 2 or 3 break-in period where you just take like the Beetlejuice or Ground Effects, some kind of wintergreen type of product, and just wipe it on these tires and just let them set. Of course, after you clean them. Now they are mounted to the Showtime Plus, so that's one thing that's a little bit different compared to, say, 6 months ago. They're on a little bit of a wider wheel, but you know, the thing is that they got a good feeling to them. Some of my other guys that I race with are running the same thing now with the Voodoo foams. I can't remember which foams Frank said that he uses. I couldn't imagine that he would throw those away or whatever, but you know, he's is a reaction type of guy. And the other thing is that I used a lot of heat. I mean, I pretty much have to, because we were racing like it was like in the 50s. It's cold out. You could like see your breath. So that reaction time, tire prep, all that good stuff. Put together a lot of great runs. Unfortunately, didn't win the dial-in because I broke out, I think, both times. So I was going faster than I'd ever went, and I really didn't know what to do. I could have backed it down a little bit and probably been more of like around that 215, but I just wanted to keep sending the car, man, and see what it could do. And interesting things on the data, I made about 15,000 less RPMs with this runs on this car, and I went 0.15 seconds faster. I mean, how does that even work? And it was cold out. So take a look at this log graph I got pulled up here. Like if you look at the blue line right there, that's kind of my throttle. So that's where I let off the throttle at the end of the run, which would have been around 132 feet. But you could see that the car just kept making RPMs, and every run on the log kind of looks like this. And it's a kind of a prime example of kind of like what Bo was talking about, where you don't want to outrun your timing. You want that timing coming in the entire time. So it's pretty obvious by looking at my logs that the Castle is not applying all the timing at a certain amount of time, that it basically is just figuring out your trigger pull. And maybe if you're done, you're not getting in all of the 45 degrees that you're asking for. So it's going to take obviously a lot more looking at stuff and logs and everything. But I figured this one here would just be interesting to look at. They all look exactly the same here. So RPMs is that purple kind of line that just kind of goes up and then, you know, falls off there. But yeah, pretty insane just looking at this log. But again, we'll get into more of this in the next video. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Kind of short and sweet and to the point. Go get, if you can race still, go get yourself some reactions and Showtime Plus wheels. Put the foams in them, glue them up, break them in, and do it. I mean, Frank's running 80 plus miles per hour. So obviously he knows what's going on. And his wife is too. He built her car and she is just as fast and doing the same thing. I believe my speeds were around 69 to 70 miles per hour. So I had these tires, a more aggressive ramp, and was pretty much doing the same speed, except I was going faster. So that tells me that the tires for sure were working better than the air-filled thing, way more consistent because you don't have to constantly mess around with them and all that kind of stuff. The sad thing is that these tires will keep getting better too. The more you treat them, the more you clean them and everything else, they're going to keep getting softer and softer. And you know, here, if we ran these things for another month, these things would be some monsters for sure. But that's going to do it, guys. We will see you on the next video. Really appreciate everything. Peace.